This video is about magnetism, and in this experiment, our objective is to measure the force between two magnets as a function of their separation. In the first part of the video, I would like to talk about the setup and the reason why we set it like this. Here is the equipment that we used, and we use a clamp and a stand to clip the plastic tube because we need to make sure that the plastic tube is perpendicular to the weight scale in order to make sure that there is no resultant force acting on the weight scale. Before talking about the method that we use in this experiment, I want to talk about the ideas that we had before, but actually because of the limitation, we can't use that method. The method that we think of is using the attractive force of the magnet, which is we try to apply the force on both ends of the magnets and in order to pull them apart. But in this case, the two magnets are holding firmly, so this requires a huge amount of force in order to pull them apart. So we choose to use the repulsion force instead of using the attractive force, as we all know that for magnets, different poles attract, same poles they repel. So at the beginning, they will repel at some distance if they are different poles. The diagram on the left shows the basic setup of our experiment. As we can see there, we got two magnets with a separation, and we got rod on top, and by pressing the rod downwards, we can reduce the separation between the two magnets, and we can read the separation by using the rulers. The image on the right is a closer look of our experiment setup. We try to make the plastic tube upwards instead of touching the weight scale to make sure that other than the force from the magnet and the repulsion force, there is no any other force acting on the weight scale. Two data that we obtained from those two trials, and we got the average of those two measurements, and we convert it back to meter, and we add the separation distance from magnet to magnet, from center to center, and we have the force, which is weight multiplied by 9.81, which is the gravity of the earth. Okay, let's talk about the result. Here is the graph replotted from Excel. Based on the shape of the graph, you can see that it looks more likely to be an exponential function instead of a linear function. So extra force are required in order to reduce the separation between the two magnets. So next, I would like to discuss about the source of errors in this experiment. And there are two major errors. The first one is the inaccurate measurement of the weight, and the second one is the separation between the magnets. And here is some improvement that we can make. We can use a weight scale with a much more smaller range, like the one on the right hand side. The weighting scale is from 0.01 G to 200 G. With a smaller range scale, we can measure the repulsion force from the magnet precisely. And the second one is we can use another clamp to hold the plastic rods, and we can reduce the distance constantly. Unlike the method that we use in the video, we try to push the plastic rods to the magnet manually.